Angular 5 routing and navigation. So here we will perform routing and navigation using RouterLink Directive, basic navigation using NavigateByURL API of the router module, as well as parameterized navigation using Navigate API of the router module. So we will create this application router and navigation concept, and on the click of first button, we'll go to the first page using RouterLink Directive. You can see the first page, navigate back to the main page. On the click of second radio button, we will use Navigate by URL API and navigate to the second page. And then for the third page, we are going to select basically radio button, click and get to the third page. And here you can see parameter value 1 was passed in the URL. So this 1 is derived from the URL out there on top. And so we go back to the main page now. Then click on second radio button and navigate to the third page. Here you can see that the second value was passed. Again, go back to the main page, click on third radio button and click. So here we see the third value passed. So basically this is parameterized navigation. So in order to create this application, open Visual Studio Code, create Angular 5 project using ng command, and then let's start to code. Now open the Visual Studio Code, click on File, Open Folder, and the newly created project, which is Routing Hello World. Open it up. Now open the app folder. Now go to app.component.html file. If there is any code out here, just delete it. I have already deleted the code, and then just save it. Now you go to View, go to Integrated Terminal, and actually you are going to compile the code using ng serve --open. This will actually bring up a blank page. Once the blank page comes up, just close the blank page and you are ready to code the application. So now we will press Ctrl C. That will bring us to command prompt, and we are going to generate 4 components. So we are going to type the command ng gc for generate component, and then components / main page. Hit enter. This is going to generate the main page component. Similarly, we are going to generate first page and then second page and third page. Routing and navigation is the most important concept of any Angular application. Without routing, you cannot build a complete Angular project. And so first we are going to generate all these components so that we can navigate between different pages. So ng gc components third page. Hit enter. That makes all of our 4 components ready. Now we'll close this terminal and close all the files. Now we'll go to app.modules.ts file and import routes and router module from the Angular router package. So import curly bracket start routes, router module, curly bracket close, from @Angular /route. Now go to import section and type router module dot for route bracket start, and then we are going to define all the path out here. Well, we can also create a variable. That will be neat. So we'll create a variable rather than doing it out here, I think. So const routes of type routes equal to square bracket start, and then path colon main page comma component colon main page component. So here we are telling that the path named main page is going to navigate to main page component. Similarly, we will create it for first page, second page, and third page. So path first page comma component colon first page component. So when we navigate to, we type first page out there in the local host, it's going to navigate to first page component. And so path colon second page comma component colon second page component. So each time a new page is being created, we need to add a path out here. And why we created this variable is so that it makes it more clean. If we would have defined all these paths in the import section in the router module, that would have been a little bit clumsy out there. Now after this 4th path, we are going to create a 5th path. We are going to copy this main page section, and the path we are going to delete this main page. So when we type localhost port 4200, it's going to navigate to main page. That's what we are defining out here in the fifth path by keeping these path name empty. Now we'll take this newly defined constant routes and place it out here in router module for routes as a parameter. Now open the app.components.html file and type router outlet. So router outlet directive is an important concept and needs to be understood. So it basically marks where the router displays a view. The router matches the URL to the route path and then displays the component out here. Close all the files once you save it, and now go to mainpage.components.ts file, and there we are going to import the router module from the Angular router package. So import curly bracket start router curly bracket close from @Angular/router. Now we are going to save it and then open the mainpage.component.html file and delete all the existing tags. Create a paragraph tag and then type routing and navigation concept. Then bracket start HR for the line and then BR tag for the next line. Now create a button, input type is equal to button, and then we'll give a name to it. Name is equal to nav first page btn. Style is equal to height colon 25px semicolon width is equal to 200px. Now we are going to define RouterLink directive. So square bracket start router L capital link is equal to, you need to concentrate on the syntax out here, how we are writing. So one level up, first page, we go to the first page. The spelling out here is exactly the same as what we defined in the component first page. So you need to make sure the spelling is exactly the same, uppercase, lowercase matches. Now we are going to give a value to it. So value nav to first page. Now close this tag and open firstpage.component.html file. Here delete any existing tag and then create a paragraph tag and then type let's navigate back to main page. Then create a button by typing input type is equal to button and then give a name to it, nav main page btn. Then define the style. I'm keeping constant all throughout for all the buttons. So height colon 25px semicolon width colon 200px. That's standard in this application across all buttons. Now we are going to define the RouterLink directive. Square bracket start router L capital link is equal to, and then out here one level up and then slash main page. This main page is exactly the same as the main page component name that we had created. Now we'll give value equal to nav to main page, basically navigate to main page, and then we are going to close the input tag and save the file. Now we'll go to view integrated terminal and we are going to launch it out here, ng serve -- open. This will bring up the application for us. So as we can see that the application comes up, and when we click nav to first page, it takes us to the first page. You can see that the first page is out here, and when we say navigate to main page, it brings us back to the main page. Now you would also notice that once I delete this main page and hit enter, it again takes us to the main page, routing and navigation concept page. That's because out here in app.modules.ts, here in the path we had the empty path that navigates us to the third page. Now we'll create a label out here. This looks bad, so we go to mainpage.component.html file, and above the button we'll create a label tag. and then we are going to type navigate to first page using router link. Now save the file. This is going to compile the code, and now we go to our page and we click on the button. We can see that it navigates to the first page and then brings back to the main page. Our functionality for RouterLink is complete. Now close the web browser, close the terminal. Now we are going to create the HR tag out here, and then we are going to create a label, and we are going to type navigate to second page using event binding. So what it means is that we are going to create a function, and on the click of button that function will get called. So we'll create a button, input type is equal to button, we'll give a name to it, name is equal to nav second page btn. Then we are going to give style, so style is equal to height. We can copy it just to keep it standard. So now we're going to create a click event, bracket start click bracket close equal to nav second page. So this is a function, so on the click of the button this function will get called, and give a value nav to second page. Now we'll close this input tag. Now we'll open mainpage.component.ts file, and there we are going to code the function. So public function name nav second page, and here we are going to use, first we are going to now using dependency injection in the constructor of the class, create a variable private router of type router. Now this dot router dot navigate by URL, and then we are going to give the page name that we want to navigate to, which is second page. Close all files. Now we are going to open the second page.component.html file, delete all the code out there, and then create a label tag navigate to main page, and then we are going to create a button. So input type is equal to button, then we are going to name the button, name is equal to nav main page button, then we are going to give style, style is equal to height 25px and width 200px. We want to keep it standard all throughout the application, the button size. Then we do event binding by using click equal to nav main page bracket start bracket close. So on the click of a button, the click event is going to trigger this and function will be called. So value is equal to navigate to main page. Now we'll close the input tag, we'll copy this function, and we are going to go to second page.component.ts file, and first we are going to import router from Angular router, then in constructor we are going to, using dependency injection, declare the router variable private router of type router. Make sure that the router is lowercase. Here now we are going to create this function public nav main page, and this dot router dot navigate by URL, and here we are going to type main page because we want to navigate to the main page. Now we'll save this, open integrated terminal, launch the application, and once we click on the button we navigate to the second page, then go back to main page. So as you can see that navigation to the second page and then going back to main page works successfully. Now close the browser, close the terminal, close all files, and you can save the files. And now open the main page component.html file and create an HR tag for the line, and then label and type navigate to third page using parameter. Now we'll create a button. For that, we'll create an input tag. So input, okay, yeah, changing that. So input type equal to button, name is equal to nav third page btn. You can give any name you want. Style is equal to, again, height is equal to 25px and width is 200px. Then click bracket start click is equal to nav third page bracket start bracket close. This is the function that will be called on the click of the button, and value is equal to nav to third page. We'll close the input tag. Now we'll create BR for the next line. Now we'll create 3 radio buttons. Input type is equal to radio, name is equal to radio btn, and then bracket start click bracket close equal to set value. This is the function that will pass the value 1. And we'll close this tag. Now we'll copy this 3 times because we are going to have 3 parameters that are being passed using the URL. So we'll change it to 2, we'll change it to 3. Now save this and open mainpage.component.ts file, and here we are going to create first a variable public parval, which is parameter value short form. Then we'll code this function public set value bracket start id is the parameter that is passed to it, colon string is the type, and here this dot parval equal to id. So parameter value short form parval will be assigned value id. Now we'll create another function public nav third page. This is the function that gets invoked on the click of a button, and here we are going to type, and this is the function that's going to get invoked. That's the same as this. So this dot router dot navigate, and here you need to a little bit pay attention to the syntax. So bracket start and then square bracket start third page, and then after comma this dot parval, which is a variable. So basically the variable parval that we got from id is going to be passed. We save it. Now we'll open the third page dot component dot html file and delete the code, and now we'll start to create label tag and type parameter value and then interpolation brackets double curly braces start id double curly braces close. These are interpolation was passed in the URL. So this id value that we have in the TS file is going to get displayed out here. And now navigate to main page. Label, we are going to create navigate to main page. We are going to create a button. Input type is equal to button. Then we'll give it a name. You can give any name to this. Name is equal to nav main page btn. Then we're going to give style. Style is equal to height colon 25 px semicolon width colon 200 px. This is the standard height and width that we have been using in the application. Now we'll use RouterLink Directive. Router L capital link is equal to main page. You need to make sure that you put the right dot dot, which actually takes you one level up, and then to main page. So basically why we are doing this is because there will be a page and then there will be an ID. So the ID, we need to go one level up, then we need to go one level up third page, and then to localhost, and then it will map to main page. Now we'll open third page.component.ts file. Here we're going to import the router and the activated route module. So import router comma activated route from Angular router package. Now we'll create an ID. So public ID, this is the ID that will hold the value that will come from the URL parameter, and that will get displayed using interpolation on the HTML page. So now in constructor we are going to create private variables using dependency injection, private router of type router, and private activated route of type activated route. Make sure that the variable is lowercase so that it differentiates from the module name. Now this dot activated route dot params dot subscribe, then bracket start params, lowercase params, then lambda expression, then here we go bracket start this dot id equal to params, and in square bracket we are going to type parval. Parval is the value that we get from the URL. Now we'll open app.module.ts file, and there in the path of the third page we are going to add this parval variable, and so the routes will be updated. Now save the file, open the terminal, and now launch the application browser. When you click on first radio button and you click on the button, you navigate to the third page, and you can see that the parameter is 1 and the value using interpolation on the string is 1. Now this is the same value that we passed parval out here that you can see, and using the interpolation ID that gets displayed out on the screen. So we go to the main page back, then we click on radio button 2, and then we click on the button. Here you can see that 2 gets updated. This is coming from the URL. Now we click on radio button 3, and we can see that on the click of button 3 gets updated. This is also coming from the URL. So we go to the main page, and our navigation, parameterized navigation works fine. This brings us to the end of routing and navigation tutorial.